The study of affine schemes and more general schemes is a central part of modern algebraic geometry. It, however, is difficult to get its overview for beginners. So in order for you to understand it, I broke it down into 10 steps. The first step is affine scheme. So let's delve deeper into the concept of an affine scheme. 1. Definition of an affine scheme. An affine scheme is a locally ringed space that is isomorphic to the spectrum of a commutative ring. The spectrum of a ring, denoted spec R, is the set of all prime ideals of R. This set is equipped with a topology, known as the Zariski topology, where the closed sets are defined by the vanishing of collections of elements in the ring. This makes spec R a topological space. Along with this topological space, we also consider a sheaf of rings, called the structure sheaf, which assigns to each open set of spec R a ring of functions. The pair spec R, O, where O is the structure sheaf, is what we call an affine scheme. 2. Structure sheaf of an affine scheme. The structure sheaf of spec R, denoted O, is a sheaf of rings on spec R. For each open set U in spec R, the ring OU consists of functions from U to the disjoint union of the residue fields at the points of U. These functions are required to be locally of the form A over F, where A and F are elements of R and F does not vanish on the domain of the function. 3. Morphisms of affine schemes. A morphism of affine schemes is a morphism of locally ringed spaces. Given two affine schemes X equals spec R and Y equals specs, a morphism from X to Y is given by a ring homomorphism from S to R. This ring homomorphism induces a continuous map from spec R to specs, and a map between the structure sheaves that is compatible with the restriction maps. 4. Role in algebraic geometry. Affine schemes are the basic building blocks of the theory of schemes in algebraic geometry. Every scheme can be covered by open subschemes that are affine, and many properties of schemes can be checked on these affine open subschemes. This allows us to use the techniques of commutative algebra to study geometric objects. 5. Examples of affine schemes. The simplest example of an affine scheme is spec, where K is a field. This is a single point with the trivial topology. More generally, if R is a principal ideal domain, then spec R is a space whose points correspond to the prime elements of R and 0, with a topology that reflects the divisibility relations among the primes. The concept of an affine scheme is a fundamental one in modern algebraic geometry. It provides a bridge between the geometric intuition about shapes and spaces, and the algebraic techniques used to study them.